What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another versus video where I take on the hardest contents in the global version of the game, as well as give you a little bit of story time here and there. So in today's video is going to be about Dimensions and Tier 17, or Floor 17, whatever you want to call it. So first off, we'll start off with the team that I went with, and this time around I went with Bosch. The main reason I really went with Bosch is I just wanted to have a tank because I wasn't sure what I was getting into. So like most of Dimensions, and I don't really, well actually all of Dimensions, I don't really try to take a look at the at JP fights. I want to be surprised. And so I went with Bosch, and I believe I could have gotten away with not having a tank in this one, but in the end I just went with it, see what it's like, because yeah, having a tank is always like nice and always makes you feel a little bit safer when it comes to fights. And now that Bosch has his LD, basically he's kind of like an immortal as long as he has that buff. Even though his HP drops below 50%, he'll still regain that HP back. So but I do believe you don't really need a tank for this one. A lot of AoEs, I think that's the main thing here, a lot of AoEs, and I'm actually glad that I got Strago's entire kit, and hence why I ended up using him. When I was looking at the bosses that I was going to fight, I was like, man, this is all like, triple enemies. So having 100% AoE damage is definitely gonna be helpful. And yeah, I'm glad I got Strago's, entire kit. Although I did need to, what do you call this? Pity Realms EX in the process. I still got all of Strago's stuff, and he's proven to be quite useful, more than I thought, but honestly speaking, you actually don't need him here as well. It certainly makes things a lot easier and a lot faster when it comes to killing enemies because of his AoEs, but you can get away with someone else, like maybe I was thinking maybe like Squall or something like that. So I do believe this is resistance to range, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I do believe the enemies here are double resistance to range, not melee. That's why I have Bosch here instead. So but yeah, he's Squall has a lot of AoEs if you haven't used him yet, and if you have his LD and burst, definitely gonna help you with this one as well. But overall, I'm glad I did get Strago. Now, my final character here, I wanted someone to have use someone who has burst and has a little bit of AoE as well, and that is Shantoto. With her EX, it's like 100% AoE damage, so definitely gonna be helpful. Her LD ability is 100% HP damage as well, which is AoE once again. Definitely helpful with the paralysis as well with that LD, and I did manage to get her burst. And I'll be honest with you guys, Shantoto is another one of those characters that I am quite surprised on how much I've been using her. Although I haven't used her in the previous Dimensions, and that's probably why I'm using her now. I'm still quite surprised though how many times I actually used her throughout the course of getting her burst weapon. I used her on the Abyss recently, and among all other things. So really quite surprising that I kept using her. I don't know if it's just in the back of my head that I feel like, oh, I want to use her because I ended up getting her burst and stuff like that, but overall I'm quite happy with getting her and end up using her as much as I have. Yeah, so that is the entire team. Basically, I just went with a lot of AoEs in the tank. Probably Warrior of Light can be better here as well, as he does have the AoE stuff happening, but Bosch himself does have AoE, even though it is split damage for his ability 1, and I do believe his EX is like 50% splash damage. I could be wrong on that one. Don't remember on top of my head, but he certainly does have some AoE there as well. But if you have Warrior of Light, you know, he can do pretty well here as well. I shouldn't have said that Warrior of Light will do better, but I think he will do almost the same as Bosch. I think they're pretty identical, like, you know, to a certain extent. But yeah, that is basically it for my team. And as for the fight itself, like I said, this is a lot of AoEs. I think if you have a lot of AoEs, it definitely makes things a lot faster. Having Kuja here is gonna be great, as well as he does have AoEs. All of his kit basically are AoEs. 2 of them are split damage. Ability 1 is 50% splash, and his EX is 100% AoE HP attack. So if you did pull for Kuja and you got his burst weapon, definitely a character to consider to bringing her here. Realm, of course, is another character that you know, pretty useful, as well as a Brave Battery and turn shenanigans and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot of options here as long as you have AoEs, and most of the characters right now do have some form of AoE attacks. There's hardly any characters that don't actually have any AoEs anymore. On top of my head, the only one I can really think of right now is Lightning, since she is like the character that I usually post in versus. Yeah, but there's a very few characters right now that are basically like a single target damage specialist. So there's always some form of AoE now, so there's really a ton of characters to choose from. I didn't really have any issues with this. I mean, even the final wave didn't even get a turn on my run. I basically used both my burst and my summon at the last wave, and didn't really let them do any turns as far as I remember. You probably will see it later on this video, but I didn't really have any issues because I saved both my summon and burst, and you can do the same, you know. And if you bring Shantoto, you can paralyze, make sure they don't even get a turn, you know. So there's definitely some options here. Otherwise, yeah, I didn't really have any issues with this Dimension's End. I might rerun and use some other characters that I'm not gonna be using as much, because I feel like I want to save Bosch for a harder Dimension's End. But I don't, like I said, I don't look too much into the future when it comes to like contents like these, because I do want to be surprised. So I might consider rerunning, but as of now I'll just leave it at that, and you know, we'll see what the future brings. Anyway, that is basically it for the fight itself. So now let's talk about a story time. Now, story time, I don't really have a story time at this point. Not that I can think of. I will be doing pulls later down the line. This video is going to be released late, and the pulls will be a little bit later, maybe the next day. So please look forward to it. I still have some Exos Heroes videos to do as well. So I don't know how the release times are going to be. Probably late, because I've been quite busy with work. I get home too tired, man. I'm still like in night shift mode in some ways, and I'm struggling to get enough sleep. So I always feel like I'm tired, but I have so much things to do. You know, I've been playing JP as well. I might give you guys a bit of an account update on that, actually. So I might make a video of that by itself and see where that leads. I'm not 100% sure, but overall, yeah. So I'm thinking of doing like 50 ticket pools for Kujas. I may do more, but it's probably gonna be like a background pool. I'm not gonna be pulling. I'll do 50 pulls on the video, like a 50 ticket pulls. I don't plan to use gems because I'm really low on that, and I really don't want to do any more questing. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm doing 50 ticket pulls, and if I get more tickets from the events, which I'm sure I will go back and probably pull in the background, and I may or may not, like, you know, tell you guys what I did get in the end. But if it's something really good, I will include it in the video. I think we'll just have to wait and see, right? So anyway, I think I might just end the video right here. Sorry that story time is a little bit short. There's really nothing much for me to talk about other than, like, you know, I've still been playing JP, and yeah, I've been pretty busy, so videos are a bit delayed. Do apologize for that. And should you pull videos, I think might be delayed as well. It's just hard to keep up with all these other contents that I really want, and there's been one thing that I've been really wanting to do as well, which I'm gonna keep quiet on. I want to work on it, but man, it's just I'm having a hard time finding the time, so I don't know when that's gonna come out. So anyway, yeah, like I said, that's it for this video, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I really do appreciate all the support that you guys give me. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Monchkinz Gaming. Leave down in comments below what team you use for this one. Let me know down there, and of course your strategy for this one, let me know down there as well. This is Monchkinz logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.